October 10th. We have one meeting to tell you about today, and that is at 1:30 this afternoon. It is a third board special meeting, and that will be in the boardroom as well as virtual. And if you would like to follow along, you can always go to our LagunaWoodsVillage.com website and go to the agenda, and you'll be able to click on a link that'll bring you virtually. All right, let's tell you who's on our show today. We have Juanita Skillman, who is a director for GRF, and she's going to be giving us an update from the meeting that they had last week. And then we have Dr. John Hovanessian, who is here on behalf of Harvard Eye Associates. Of course, he's always got new technology to tell us about, so stick around. He's got a new technology for dry eyes. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather. Well, we are starting out with a little morning fog today, and we'll be burning that off to nice, pleasant skies, and it's like that all week. We are looking at 77, 65, 75, 64, 76, 63, 77, 63, and then 77, 62, and we are going to have a heat up over the weekend. And as we get closer, we'll tell you more about that. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:52, and our sunset will be at 6:23. And just to keep you informed, we have a Optimal Aging Center, an 8-week course, is going to be happening on cognitive behavior therapy. And if you would like more information, you can contact social services at 949-597-4267. All right, stay tuned. We'll have Juanita Skillman right after the break.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
At Freedom Village Assisted Living, we provide loving care and support when your loved one needs it most. We believe in laughing more and caring more. Dining will be an experience, not just a meal. We offer opportunities to create new memories. Your family will feel like they are part of our family as we work toward creating an extraordinary difference in lives worth living. To schedule a tour and complimentary lunch and for more information, please call us at 949-340-8108 or visit our website, freedomvillage.org.
Diane's Hallmark in Laguna Niguel is now an Elam's Hallmark, and we are excited to be part of your community. We have just remodeled, and you will be surprised by the wide variety of fashion and accessories, home decor, collectibles, Disney, Peanuts, Harry Potter, and Star Wars, along with the largest Hallmark card selection in town. Stop in today and sign up for our Crown Rewards program and get a free Just Because card. Once a member, you can get a free card once a month. Elam's Hallmark, your neighborhood gift store.
The California Attorney General, Ron Bonta, issued a consumer alert on hearing aids sold over the counter or online. Quote, while hearing aids sold online or over the counter may appear to be more cost effective than traditional hearing aids, they may not properly address your particular hearing loss needs, or they may be outright scams. He goes on to say, get checked by a licensed hearing professional and beware of misleading claims. Call Advanced Ear Care today for answers on over-the-counter hearing aids and options. Tell them Stuart sent you.
Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Juanita Skillman here, who's going to give us our GRF update. Well, welcome, Juanita. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
Of course, we always see you on the Trading Post, so you're
this is very good. I just wait around and do the Trading Post next.
That's right. So you can actually relax after you've been doing this. But all right, so you've got an update about some things that happened at the meeting last week.
Right. GRF had their board meeting, and it was a very short board meeting, as board meetings go. Only a couple hours, which is wonderful. We all loved it. But we got a lot done anyway. Let's see, I think we have some slides showing. First of all, we're going to start with EV charging. Okay. In the member comments, and we always at the beginning of the meeting invite any residents who have issues, questions, whatever, to come and talk to us, hopefully in person, but could be via Zoom, or they send in an email or call in a question. And we're always there to try to take their questions. We try to answer them when we can. Sometimes we have to do some research and we tell them we'll get back to them.
Okay.
But the most common question this week was on EV chargers. We want EV chargers. Why can't we have them in our carports particularly? And it's, first of all, not a GRF question for the most part. If you want it in your garage or your carport, that's a mutual question. So and it's very expensive, and we don't have the electrical power to do it in most of our
Like the common areas, right? Oh, okay.
Well, in the carports.
Oh, in the carports.
So in the common areas is where GRF is involved. And we do have our M&C committee has a subcommittee that's looking at EV chargers. We're working with Southern California Edison. There are government programs. We'd like to say, for this, just using other numbers, want to put in 5 in a clubhouse area, but Southern California Edison says, no, you have to put in 10, which is a lot more expensive and takes up more room.
Right.
And as everybody knows, parking spaces are at a premium in the village, and therefore to dedicate, if you will, 10 parking spaces makes it a little bit difficult.
Exactly.
So it's an ongoing thing, but we do have feasibility studies going on. We have proposals, and we're looking at government funding, state funding to help us with those. And basically it would be clubhouses. Now again, Southern California Edison likes it to be available to the public, which is why we have them outside the community center here. But the only clubhouse that we could use would be Clubhouse 7, because that is open. We don't have a gate there.
Right.
So there are a lot of things that need to be looked at, and I just want our residents to know we are looking at it. We do have committees, and Bert Mejia on our staff is so into it and working every angle to see what we can do. So,
you know, that's good. And the big push, of course, not, you know, in California is we're gonna get off, you know, gas-powered cars, and we're gonna go ahead to, you know, EV cars.
Yeah, but you know that 2035 date is not that we're going to be rid of gas-powered cars. It's just that they're not going to be selling new ones. But believe me, there will still be a lot of gas-powered cars.
Well, there will be, but a lot of people do feel the pressure now to go ahead and do an EV car.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see what the government will provide going forward. There's going to be a lot more programs that they're going to try and help out.
Absolutely, and we are, like I said, Bert Mejia is in on all of those. So he helps guide us through everything that's coming up that's new.
That's great. All right, so you've got a couple of approvals.
Okay, we had a lot of what we call old business. And I'd like to take just a minute to talk about that, because people don't understand that for most of our items, particularly if they include anything with money or any kind of resident-faced rules, they go on what we call 28-day notice. And what that means is first reading, when it comes up as new business, when we vote on it, we are not voting yay or nay. We are not voting for or against it. We are voting to move it ahead through the 28-day comment period to second reading. The second reading is where we decide yes or no, pro or con. So I have a lot of people that say, but you voted for it at the last meeting. No, we voted to move it forward.
Right.
So these things were moved forward, and that we have a vehicle replacement policy. Our new General Services Director, Robert Carroll, has done a fabulous job of putting out how we can save money with our vehicles. We have a lot of vehicles. Perhaps using leases or used vehicles, etc. So we have a great new vehicle replacement policy.
Okay.
The other big question that we always get, excuse me, is the transfer of surplus funds from the operating fund to the contingency fund. And I know there's been a lot of misinformation that has come out in the globe. Basically, every year, if we have a surplus, and often we do, because budgeting is done in September for the following year, and you don't have a crystal ball, and you don't know what's going to be actual at that time. So if we have a surplus, it's transferred to the contingency fund. And what that means for the residents is that we don't budget to put extra money in the contingency fund, which we need to do to keep it up. It's like a savings account. But if we can transfer the surplus over to it, then that cuts their per man or per month dues down because we haven't had to add that to the budget. And then they also approved the gardening center rules, and this has been going on for a number of months and gone back for revision and back to committee, and we've got the 2 gardening groups that have had a lot of input in on it, but from CAC, but we did get those approved. Now, the other thing that came up was the golf fee policy, which has been another thing that has had a lot of resident input. And what we did was we sent it back to the Finance Committee for further financial analysis. What we want to do is to look over the last 5 years and see what we've done, what we haven't done, what we need to do. We do have specific guidelines as to what we can charge under our shared costs, et cetera. So anyway, it did not pass. It went back to the Finance Committee.
So when you say it did not pass, does that mean it goes into the 28 review, or it's not even at that stage yet?
No, it has not. So it goes back to the Finance Committee, and the Finance Committee, if they move it forward, or when they move it forward, or however they move it forward, or if it dies in the Finance Committee, then it would go on 28 days. So there's nothing imminent. Of course, none of this was something that would go into effect right away. All of these things, particularly the operating rules and the policies, go into effect January 1st with the new year.
Now, if somebody is concerned about the golf fee policy, evidently you talked about it last week, so then did people show up still expressing concerns about it?
To some extent they did. They came ready to talk about it, but then it's not something, again, just formatting. When we have member comments at the very beginning, it's only for things that are not on the agenda. This was on the agenda. So we had people there who were going to speak on it when it came up, but when it was moved back to the committee, they got up and left. And it's I must say, that's one thing that frustrates me a little when people come in and talk to the board and present something, and then as soon as they're finished, they leave. They don't wait for the answer. They don't wait to see what comes up. So there was a petition. There is a petition, like over 1,000 names, I believe, of people who are saying that the golf fee policy needs to be looked at again. And so that's one of the reasons we sent it back to finance.
Well, that's good. And I wanted people to clearly understand, you know, the process of how that goes, so they don't show up and not be able to say anything.
Now, we are under civil code, and civil code is the one that directs us. If something is just purely administrative, it can either be on the consent calendar or it can be under new business and passed at that meeting. But anything else, particularly if it has anything to do with money or resident rules, et cetera, has to go on 28-day notice. And 28-day notice, folks, is when you have the opportunity to give us your input. And info at lagunawoodsvillage.org or general manager at
VNSINC.
You can give your input to anything, and that's what we're looking for when we go with the 28-day.
Perfect. Well, thank you for the information. It's nice to see you.
It's good to see you too.
All right. And don't forget that you can always see the GRF board meetings right here on Village Television at 9:30 on the first Tuesday of the month. We'll be right back.
Village Television presents Friday Films, only on Village Television. Fridays at 2 and 6 p.m. Foreign films, dramas, and comedies. Award-winning films, romance and mystery. Independent films. Every Friday, only on Village Television.
Time to play by your own rules. It's out with the old way of getting older, and in with the new age of celebrating your age. At Alignment Health, senior health care is all we do. Our Medicare Advantage plans are leading the charge, so you can be the one in charge.
I love being in charge.
Because life should be a celebration, not a resignation. Welcome to a new era of aging. Alignment Health Plan.
Welcome back. We have Dr. John Hovannessian here, who is going to share with us a new technology for dry eye. Well, welcome.
How are you? It's nice to see you,
Good.
Lisa.
Nice to see you too. And I read this twice because I went, wait a minute, a nasal spray for dry eye. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
How does this come about?
Well, it's a little bit of a mind bender, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We have medications for dry eye. There are now 3 FDA approved, and this is the 4th medicine for dry eye, not just lubricant drops, but medicine that we put in the eye. And this one is different because we put it not in the eye, but in the nose.
Okay.
Well, to start with, a lot of people hate eye drops, right? They sting. And all of the commercially available FDA-approved medicines do sting.
Right.
Whereas, not that putting something in the nose is entirely exciting for people, but it is an alternate way to do it.
Right.
And so this medicine, which is called Tyrvaya,
Okay.
is now available by prescription.
Okay.
You get it at a pharmacy, and it's designed to use the nerves and the way they connect to the to the brain
Right.
through the nose. And
Right.
I think if you get something spicy in your mouth or in your nose, pepper, you are going to perhaps sneeze a little,
Right.
and your eyes are going to water, right?
Right.
That's because those nerves are all connected, and the nerves you stimulate in the nose with this medicine, not just as you put it in, but for a number of hours afterwards,
Okay.
will then stimulate the nerves that also send a signal to the glands that produce tears.
Right. So I know we have a slide about the glands. So tell me the difference between the 2 different kinds of glands that we have in our eyes.
Yeah, well, so there's really 2 sets of structures, and then a third that's in the eyelid that make up the complicated chemistry of the tears. You know, for you to see well, when you think about it, to have the surface of the eye covered with skin that's like the rest of our skin, but specially structured to be clear, and then to have an optically smooth surface, glassy smooth like a lens, requires a water film, and it has to be beautifully smooth for us to see well, and that takes a lot of chemistry. There's lipid, which is like oil, there's water, which makes up most of it, and then there's mucus that coats the surface of the actual structure of the eye. And all 3 of those layers are made by different parts of the eye. But the helpful thing about this medicine is that it stimulates all 3. Because when we use nerves to stimulate the tear, functional unit in the eye, that produces all the layers of the tears. None of the other medicines are known to do that.
Interesting. That's
Yeah, so
interesting. What is the activated ingredient in that?
Yeah, so it is it's called a cholinergic agonist, which means that it stimulates nerves that, in this case, produce tears. The same medication has also been used as for smoking cessation, as a pill, to help people who smoke to quit smoking. Chantrix is the name of that medicine.
No
So same medication has been used before, but obviously it's not used as a nasal spray here. It's been reformulated.
Right.
So it's generally fairly tolerable. It doesn't sting, although a lot of people sneeze, especially in the first few doses.
Sure.
You put something in your nose, it does induce you to sneeze. Most people, 98% of people who do, say that that's pretty mild sneezing, and it's, okay, I can deal with it because my eyes are now feeling better.
Well, sure. Now, how long does it last? Is it something that it says twice daily medication?
Yeah.
So an 8-hour type thing?
Yeah, at least. I mean, it should be 12, right? If it's twice daily, but it's used twice daily and seems to produce an effect for even 24 hours with that twice daily dosing.
Okay.
So something you'd probably take up in the middle, in the beginning of the day, and then maybe late in the afternoon or
gotcha.
in the evening. And it is a new medicine, and anytime there's a new medicine, coverage by insurance is variable. I think we have pretty good coverage for people who have Medicare and secondaries. But even that, depending on your secondary plan, depending on the drug plan you have, it could affect what you pay out of pocket.
Okay.
With time, these things always get better as drugs become, have an opportunity to get on more insurance plans.
Right.
We don't have any financial interest as doctors in this. We prescribe a drug because it's helpful to our patients. But I bring it to you today because I think our viewers are probably interested in knowing if you've got dry eye, there's a new option that's available to them.
I'm wondering, in the studies that they did on this, does it show that after using it for a period of time, can you lessen using it because it stimulated them and now all of a sudden they're working correctly?
It's a really great question, and it's and generally that is true. Generally, so we find that with the other products like Restasis and Lifitegrast, which is Xiidra. And then the third one, Isuvis, is really used for episodes of dry eye, so we don't use it long term. But we are starting to notice that with patients.
That's great.
And it's simply because as you sort of exercise those tear glands and get them to work more, they respond more to a little less stimulus.
Right.
And so less medication, maybe once a day dosing.
That's great. You're training yourself. That's great.
You're training your
Good.
eyes.
That is awesome news. Well, thank you so much for the information. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's neat, isn't it? I mean,
It
so
is
many
great.
great developments that are always coming in medicine and in eye care in particular.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you want more information about this particular medication, or if you have any questions about your eyes, you can always contact Harvard Eye at harvardeye.com, or you could call them at 949-951-2020. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Balbina's Mexican Restaurant. Stop by and experience the most authentic Mexican food in the region. We are serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We have a very extensive Mexican wine list from Valle de Guadalupe and the center of Mexico. Visit us for breakfast and lunch from 8 in the morning to 2 p.m. and for dinner from 5 to 9 p.m. Stop by on Wednesdays and enjoy with half off on all of our wines.
I'm so happy to recommend Dr. Fairman. I've been going to her for 9 years. She's done implants, crowns, bridges, root canals, and I've been happy with everything that she's done. The staff is so friendly and pleasant, kind, and gentle. I would recommend her to anyone.
We are now fully open for all your dental needs and invite you to come in and experience the brilliant smile difference.
We are close to Gate 6 near Snooty Fox Restaurant behind Coco's.
Welcome back. Well, our movie for today is Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. So it's a very fun, light-hearted movie. In the 1950s, in London, a widowed cleaning lady falls madly in love with a couture Dior dress, deciding she must have one of her own. So this takes you on the journey of how she raises funds to follow her dream. This can be seen today at 2 p.m. with subtitles and 6 p.m. without, brought to you by Memorial Care. Just a couple of reminders of things that are happening this week. There is going to be a flu shot. It's a drive-through flu shot clinic, and that will be at the Florence Sylvester Senior Center, and that is on Wednesday from 1 to 3, and it's as long as supplies last, so you will want to get in line. as early as possible, but not too early. I'm not sure what time they open it up, but nonetheless, maybe at least a half an hour ahead of time to make sure that you're in line. Of course, if you want any new information about that, you can go to myagewell.org. We also have a classic car show and pancake breakfast also at the Florence Sylvester Senior Center, which will be on October 15th from 8:30 in the morning until 11. That is going to be a $5 pre-purchase or $7 at the door. If you want more information, call 949-380-0155. They're having another paint and pour, and that's going to be happening this month, and it's going to be Monday, October 17th, Clubhouse 1 in the Art Room at 6 p.m. If you would like to participate or want more info, email recreation@vmsinc.org. And there's going to be a village bazaar, and this is a perfect time because you can get early Christmas presents and things for yourself. It's going to be Saturday, October 22nd from 10 to 2 at the Clubhouse 5 Main Lounge, and you will want to attend that. It's free to the public, and it'll be a great time. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather before we head out. For our Monday day, we are still trying to burn off that morning cloudiness, but we are going to clear up this afternoon. 77, 65, 75, 64, 76, 63, and 77, 62. So it's looking pretty nice out there. Have a great day in the Village. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on Village Television at 9 a.m. You could rewatch our program at 12:30 and 5, or you could always catch one of our shows on our YouTube channel, Village Television. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Your body is made for work, play, and adventure. All the things that make life amazing. But when pain gets in the way, turn to Hoag Orthopedic Institute to get you back to doing the things you love. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, we're experts at getting you out of pain and back to golf, running, or yoga. Whatever makes you, you.
Hi, remember us?
We're back,
Christine and Jack from the Jewelry Box.
which is now the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers.
Relocated in a new spot in our old shopping center.
But we're still Orange County's preeminent buyer of gold, jewelry, watches, and flatware.
And we're still a full jewelry repair center. And with our 3 graduate gemologists, we're still here to appraise your special pieces.
And like always, at the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers,
it's about trust.
Now at LA Carpet & More, you can transform your old bath into a new walk-in bathtub or shower in as little as 2 days. Plus, save 50% off and get 5 years 0% financing. It's easy, affordable, and fast. With 35 years in business and serving over 300,000 satisfied customers. Call 800-684-4100 for an appointment or visit one of our showrooms.
LA Carpet, #1 for